beside her. I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above. When I climbed down to be set free, she took me in again. There's a big hot sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. When she comes to free me, she is mercy at my feet. And when I see her bitter charm, she just throws it back at me. Once I dug an early grave to find a better land. She just smiled and laughed at me and took the blues back again. There's a big hot sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. Oh,
Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a real cool song. It's called Hard Sun. This song was originally written by Gordon Peterson or Pedersen. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But he wrote the song. It was a great song, and I guess it caught the attention of Eddie Vedder. And Eddie recorded this on the Into the Wild soundtrack. That's kind of the famous version, but they're both really good. And thank God we have this song. And it's a great beginner level song. It's just a really good song, I think, for any guitarist to play. So a couple of things. I have the guitar in standard tuning. I have a capo on the first fret. And I'll just say, if you want to play along to both Gordon Peterson or Eddie Vedder's version, they both use a capo on the first fret or tune their guitars differently. But anyway, you can play along with the chords I'm going to give you with the capo on the first fret. So you see it there, little Kaiser camouflage capo. All right, so here's the other great news for beginner guitarists. I love these songs. I would count really 4 chords to this song. I mean, you could say 3 in variations, maybe 4 in variations. So however you want to do it, you can add a lot to this song. You can keep it really simple. So let me just give you the chords. I'll go through it and then play this however you want. Play it, have fun. Listen to the records, listen to the live recordings, and just take this to the, take it to the bank or whatever. Have fun with this on like an open night. It would be a great open mic gig song, I would say. So the 4 chords you're going to need are a D, D major, so just a regular D. Next chord is a C major. If you want, I'm going to do the C. I like the C add 9. Just these are just little touches. However you want to play it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to kind of do a C add 9 or C major. Then a G. However you want to play it. I like to play the 4-finger G chord, the full G chord. You can see there, all 4 fingers. And the only other chord you really need, it's really a variation of a C, but we're going to call it an A minor 7th. So I'm going to call that an A minor 7, just like the 2 fingers of the C without the C note, and you're going to play the A, so an A minor 7. So that's really all you need. So let's get into this. So we start with a D chord, and you're going to kind of hammer on the G string, open G, and into a D chord. So it's something like this, right? So all that is a D chord and playing the open G, kind of little hammer on. Always nice how simple things can sound so good. So that's beautiful. And then the chords. So the verse, I'm not going to sing this one. I think in my cover version, I played it without the capo, made it a little easier to sing. And I should add, Mrs. Timbers helped me out on the backing vocals. So if you like the backing vocals, cheers to Mrs. Timbers. But anyway, so my cover might have been without the capo. I think it was. But here we're using the capo. So we're going to start that D. And then to a C or a C add 9. To a G. Back to D, D, now to C or C add 9, back to G, back to D, and now we got the big, there's a big, I said I wasn't going to sing, a big hard sun. So this is the only time I'm going to switch to an A minor 7th, just a slight variation from the C. We're just taking the C bass out and go into an A bass, right? So just that 2-finger A minor 7th, back to G, big hard world, back to D. So we'll do it again. There's a big hard sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. And then you're just back to D, C, or C add 9, G, back to D, and then the big hard world, D, A minor 7, G major, back to D. That's it, folks. It's going to be really quick. Hard Sun, again, written by Gordon Peterson or Pedersen. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. I think he's a Canadian. We love Canada, of course. And covered by the great Eddie Vedder. I've said this before, I think, on the channel. If God gave me a choice to have a voice, to switch voices, Eddie Vedder's voice would be the one I'd choose. I just think it's perfect. I love it. And Eddie does a marvelous job. And if you've never seen the movie Into the Wild, I love the movie. It's fabulous. And Eddie's soundtrack, he did all the songs, either covers or originals, a lot with ukulele, a lot of acoustic stuff. Some of my favorite stuff is the soundtrack to Into the Wild. And I think I've posted some other things from that soundtrack, and we might keep going through them. So, folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you all next time.